Hey BookTube, got a 2-for-1 deal today. BookTube-a-thon update and another July haul. 2-for-1 deal today because I'm so cheap. I never pay full price for anything. I always get a deal. I've been doing okay, not great. On the challenges, not getting 8 hours a day of listening time in. Sadly, oh well, that's a lot to ask anyway. That's like a 40-hour work week, basically, by the end. Second thing, 500-page book or more. I also had a reread of Clockwork Princess, which is, in fact, more than 500 pages. So killing 2 challenges with 1 book. Immortal City, I read it in print, got it done, loved it. Now I want the sequel. Harry Potter, haven't really gotten into yet because I had the second book on my iPod instead of the first. So I had to fix that and I just haven't picked it up yet. Oh, Harry Potter was the one on my shelf the longest. To Kill a Mockingbird is my classic. Still haven't gotten into that. Started it the other night. It's narrated by Sissy Spacek. I love her. Way more interesting on audio than it is in print, but I haven't. It was the time of night or something. I just didn't get into it. And then Green by Dekker. I have it in print. I also have it on audio. The audio, the narrator is kind of boring. The other thing about this is that I read the series a while ago. So trying to finish it up, I don't know the characters very well. I can't remember entirely, but I mean, I'm familiar with it, but I'm just not grabbing me. I'm just not in the mood for it right now. It's really good, but I'm not in the mood. Some people have said, well, you can read along with the narration. Well, bad idea. Either read it or listen to it. Do one or the other, but don't try and do both, because whenever you read a book, you can read a lot faster with your eyes than you can listen to someone read it to you. And that's just going to frustrate you. A lot of people who are doing the BookTube-a-thon have said that. They've said, well, I tried to listen and read along and it just doesn't work. So don't do that. Either do one or the other. I got into audiobooks because I do a lot of mindless work. My job is flipping houses, like all this floor you see behind me. I actually laid that floor and I painted those walls. And anyway, that's what I do. I sew, I cook, I drive, I do that. It's a lot of mindless work. That's how I got into audiobooks. If you want to get into them, you probably need to be doing that sort of thing. If not, it's faster to just read. Okay, so yesterday I went shopping. Books A Million was having a buy 2 books, get 1 book free. So I got some books and then I got another book at Sam's Club, which I will tell you a quick story about. Okay, got The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's the second book of The Lord of the Rings. They didn't have the first or the third, but Michaela said, oh well. I said, I will buy you this one. She said, okay. City of Ashes, second book in the Mortal Instruments by Cassandra, Clare. I will probably buy the whole series when the whole series is done. Heavenly Fire isn't coming out until later this year, so I will probably try and buy all 6 books at once. The Fetch by Whitcomb. This has been on my wish list for a while. Audible has it in audio. I have wanted too many other things. I mean, they've been ahead of it on my wish list, and so I just waited. But then I saw it in print, so I'm reading it in print, and I'm that far. And The Dead and the Gone by Susan Beth Pfeffer. Just got the first book in this series, and I really liked the format. They had the third book, but it wasn't on sale, so I'll get that later. The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I needed a 6th book, so I picked this up because I'm going to listen to this later on in August. Shatter Me by Miss Mafi. I'm not going to butcher her name because you know what? Your name is the only thing you will take to your grave and keep with you after you die. Your name. So people should always pronounce it and spell it correctly. So you should insist that people do that. I got that because it was in hardback. I think it's had a cover change, which is why it was on sale. But yeah, love that series. First in the Shatter Me series. 3rd book is coming out early next year. And then I went to Sam's Club and I got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This is softcover. I got it because it has a sneak peek at Hollow City, which is the 2nd novel in the series. I guess there's going to be a series. Okay, now the story with this is also the reason that I'm okay with only buying like a stray copy. Here's why. I have 5 daughters. I bought this book for Emma for Christmas in hardback. I had never heard anything about it. I just thought it looked interesting, so I thought I'll buy it for her. She had read it, I guess. She said it was kind of creepy. And so then Mia read it, and Mia told me about the whole plot. She said it was pretty good. So I thought, oh, I should read that. And then, of course, it's all over BookTube. So I texted Mia, who lives in the same state as me now, yesterday. And I said, do you have that book? And she said, no, the book I read was a library copy. I said, oh, okay. So I asked Michaela if she had it. She lives here. She said no, the book she read was a high school library copy. I said, okay. So I called Emma. Well, I texted Emma. And I said, do you still have that book that I bought you? Because you didn't loan it to either of your sisters, and they've read it. She said, no, I thought that book was McKenna's. And I said, no, I bought it for you. She said, well, I think McKenna has it. And I said, okay. So I texted McKenna. She said, yes, I have that book. I just unpacked it. McKenna just moved to Alaska. So the book is not in my house or in another city in the state where I live or 3 or 4 states away where Emma lives, where I'm going to live soon. But no, my little Eskimo has it. So I bought it for myself. Books like this have a tendency to gravitate to one kid or another, any kid of mine, in my family, and books will like grow legs and walk to their room and then never emerge again. And then they'll go live wherever they live, which in some cases is Alaska. So that's why I'm okay with like just the second book in the City of Bones series or whatever. I know that if I want the whole series, I can buy the whole series, and that somebody will want that one book that's The Stray. I hope you're doing really well on the BookTube-a-thon. I am keeping up with all of you on BookTube. It's kind of fun to listen to the updates. Thanks for watching. What are your sisters' names again?
McKenna, Emma, Mia, Jenna.
Yeah. What is your name again? Alaska.
You're the worst!
It's in flippin' Alaska. Who are you again? Do you live here? Alaska.